Sharon Hollis spends her days talking about subjects most of us probably shy away from.
We do provide condoms as a community service for the prevention to protect the community.
At places like this soup kitchen in Delray Beach, she speaks openly and honestly about safe sex. It's part of her role as a community specialist for the Comprehensive AIDS Program, or CAP.
These would be like influencing factors as to why you would want them to use it. Like, I have my daughter.
I go out in the community and we do peer network, community network. We get the community involved with HIV and AIDS care, and we do counseling and testing, and we get them all for prevention. I'm a prevention specialist.
So while men and women line up for a free hot meal, Sharon stuffs bags with safe sex pamphlets complete with condoms and passes them out, letting people know that knowledge is power in the fight against AIDS.
You heard what she said? Come closer to hear what she said.
I'm deaf.
No.
I'm an AIDS patient lady. I need to take a picture and let y'all know what's going on.
And that's what your story's about.
Because that is what we're talking about with Sharon. Has Sharon helped you?
I had it for 28 years.
28 years?
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
you're
why I
still
wanted you to
alive.
hear it.
And
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
For 23 years, I've been know nothing but taking care of people. So my compassion and my care was for the people. And what I was learning about the people in the community was they wasn't being educated.
Sharon found out she had the AIDS virus nearly 20 years ago after she says she was raped by her brother who died of AIDS-related pneumonia.
In 1987, I went to get tested. And lo and behold, my results came back positive. So at that time, there wasn't a cure. Still, there's no cure. But they asked me to come back to the health department, and then there was this elderly gentleman in there, and he said, "Do you believe in God?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, go back to church." But the church that I was attending said, "You can come, but you can't talk about it." So I'm dying inside because I got this here devastating secret. It's like a secret shame to me. And I wanted to let somebody know what was going on, but I had to stay in silence all that time.
But this single mom found another church, one that supported her and encouraged her.
I say my life has been anything but glamorous, but I thank God what happened to me. He took this virus and he's going to use it to help. By me revealing my status, it can save someone else's life.
Sharon believes early detection is the key and finds that once she opens up about her own personal story, people listen.
And I was telling them the way you're supposed to talk about HIV, the modes of transmission, the infectious fluids, the 4 infectious fluids, the 3 modes of transmission. Their attention span just went 0. So as soon as I start telling my story, reality story, something they can relate to, the whole room, the whole audience just calmed down and quiet down and listen. And after I finished talking, then I said, I'll be doing tests in the health center, because they have a health center there. Everybody wanted to test. And that's why we are doing the RAP program, the Real AIDS Prevention Project, through the Center for Disease Control. And it's a community level intervention program where we do stage-based encounters, we do the peer network, we do the community network, we go out in the community and talk about it, and we pass out condoms and do role model stories.
In addition to the RAP program, Sharon uses unique outreach to break down cultural barriers that keep women from discussing sex. One way is inviting them to host a safe sex gathering in their own home.
Today we will be talking about HIV. Is anybody familiar with what HIV, the acronym, stands for? Right now we're going to say a prayer.
It's kind of like a Tupperware party with a serious twist.
You need to make time because your life is on the line, and it's only one you. You have to protect yourself. So you got to respect yourself to protect yourself.
Sharon says talking about lessons like this have helped her overcome her own shame about the disease and realize that it could happen to anyone.
HIV, it doesn't discriminate. People do. And that's a true statement, and it always will be.
Sharon's dream is to watch her daughter graduate from high school in a few years. Until then, she'll continue to pass out condoms and facts about living with AIDS.
Sharon is a very big help.
How is she a help? What is she?
How is she a help to me? How is she a help out? She keeping me not being depressed. Always have me happy and
So I've heard a lot of people say, I'm going to take someone with me. That's the wrong mentality. You don't want that mentality. You want to help people, help them to overcome this virus. Because nobody asked to get the virus. Some people got it probably through blood transfusion. It can happen to anyone, but they can still live and they can still survive and be free from shame. That's why I promote it. So that's my story. Okay, have a seat. And we'll work together, okay?
Now, Elizabeth, Sharon does work for you, and what's interesting, and we didn't point out in the story, is she was actually a client of CAP and very involved in volunteering efforts, and as you can see, she is just out there, and I believe making a difference. Do you think it's the one-on-one, because you all, are out there, is it that one-on-one connection that maybe may make somebody make the right choice?
It is definitely the one-on-one. It is definitely the personal stories. It's about us and not just me or you or them. It's about us. It's a community type of an intervention. Sharon was a perfect candidate to do this particular intervention from CDC, the RAP project, where she goes out into the community and talks about people. And because she doesn't have that shame, and she does want them to know it's not just me or them. It could be someone that you love, or it could be you.
And I think, Patrick, we discussed earlier the statistics. We are disproportionately high in African American or blacks HIV positive in Palm Beach County. Is it that a cultural thing? People don't want to talk about it, or don't want to use condoms because their man doesn't want to use condoms? Because that's what I heard over and over again in doing this story.
Well, when you wrap everything up together, over the years, 20 years ago, you wouldn't dare mention HIV/AIDS in anybody's conversation. Wherever you were. Nowadays, we are finding people just like Sharon that are stepping forward and saying, I can do better in my community, I can help. We have a group of ladies right now that we've been working with through our partner Planned Parenthood with the Urban League. And their job is to help train others in the community to be aware, to let's talk about it. Let's bring it to the table. Let's talk about safe sex. Let's talk about protecting yourself. Let's talk about if you have the disease or have been in contact with someone, go get tested. These are terminology that we haven't used in the past couple of years, that is just rising. But we still don't have enough people that are rising to the top. It's still buried deep down. And yes, it is probably a cultural myth that we don't practice safe sex in many ways, but that's in the olden days. We need to wake up. We need to step forward and say, I want to live. I want to be here for my children's children. I better take good care of myself. And practicing safe sex, that's the first step.
And it is the first step.